I'm doing that again. No. Perfect, we'll stick with that one. Hey friends, it's Akidearest, and first off, glasses, no glasses. Put your opinions down in the comment section down below because this has been bothering me all week and I need answers. Welcome everybody to an episode that I haven't uploaded in a while, the Otaku Monthly Favorites. This is a series where I share with you guys different anime, different manga, and different anime and otaku and other miscellaneous things that I have been introduced to within that given month. And for any of you wondering about Detective Aki, I'm very well aware that it has been 6 months since the last episode. Though that series is very hard to do, but there will be another episode. But in the meantime, you can enjoy an episode of this series of the Otaku Monthly Favorites because it's been a good while and I have a lot of things to show with you guys. So let's get right into it. Transition! So I'm sure that many of you guys have heard of the word sakura, which means cherry blossom in Japanese. But I'm sure that many of you guys have never heard of the word ko, C-O. Now, this probably means nothing to you, but if you just put it at the end of Sakura Co, you get the sponsor of this video, and what? Speaking of which, Sakura Co, have you heard of it? If not, you're about to. So, okay, I'm usually really picky, and I mean really picky when it comes to subscription boxes, especially when it comes to Japanese snacks. And you may guess that this is already a sponsor, but I can confidently vouch that Sakura Co is probably one of the best subscription boxes for Japanese treats that I've seen so far. And here's why. So the treats you get in a Sakura Co box are proper, traditional, and authentic snacks that represent a bit of Japanese culture in it. They're not just regular snacks that I can easily get at the convenience store. And it also comes with kitchenware that fits the theme of the collection, and most importantly, everything tastes great. So this month's theme is the Sakura afternoon tea, and like I said, this is perfect if you're interested in holding things like a fun picnic with your friends. In fact, by the time that this video comes out, I probably already have done one myself. So if you'd like to experience having a little taste of good quality Japanese snacks right in your home, then feel free to visit their site by clicking the link in the description below. Man, my sponsorship transitions are the best. I have to be honest with you guys. I haven't watched a lot of anime lately because I have given absolutely no time for it. I did watch season 4 of Aggretsuko, even though I'm kind of late on it because I love Aggretsuko. So we're gonna get into it. Aggretsuko season 4. Yes. Okay, so Aggretsuko, anime series made by Sanrio. It's on Netflix. It's a hilarious anime. I love it to death, and each episode's about like 15 minutes. Now this is a series that I have just reviewed countless times over the years since it first aired. So that's why we're just going into season 4. But if you guys have never seen Aggretsuko, imagine The Office, but if it was an anime with cute, adorable animals, and it gets kind of real and a little bit depressing. And I think it also gives a lot of really good commentary regarding Japanese work culture and societal pressures. This review is just going to be completely all the spoilers and everything that has been caught up by this point. Feel free to skip around the video if you'd like, if you don't want to watch this part. Every season that we've had so far has not only been hilarious, but has only gotten darker as the years have gone by. And this season has left me thoroughly depressed. Okay, so you know the whole heavy metal aspect of like Aggretsuko, that was the whole shtick, that she relieves her stress from work through karaoke. But this season they really toned it down on that end and really kind of focused on problems in life and work culture, especially ones that are very common in Japan. And out of all seasons, I don't think I ever really resonated with Tone, the pig boss, as much as I did with this season. Because oh my god, he really got screwed over in this season. Holy shit. And I thought I'd be happy to see him in a really crappy position, but I just felt so bad for the guy. So the first thing I want to tackle for Aggretsuko season 4 is the newest character that has been introduced, Himuro, which I guess is supposed to be this type of dog, which Joey's like obsessed with now, but I digress. This seems like a character that where Sanrio really tried to make Tadano 2.0, but to be honest, Tadano, you can't beat him. That ass, he's perfect in every single way possible. Not to mention, this character is very quickly unlikable, but for all the right reasons. Aggretsuko's company is put in a position where they have to hire a new boss or a new CEO, which becomes Himuro, who is a fantastic businessman, but at what cost? So Himuro becomes the new boss of Aggretsuko's company, and immediately he starts to change things around to help the business grow. What he basically does is, with the previous boss, Tone, the pig character, he basically pushes him into a position where he does nothing! He tells him, oh, you're going to be like the creative director of this thing that I totally forgot that they said in the series, but he basically bullshits. He literally just puts him in an office with no tasks to do, which pushes him to quit. And you know what's really sad is that that's exactly what happens in Japan. Firing in Japan is not really a thing. I don't know the specifics of why that is, but instead of firing you, what a lot of companies will do is just push you to quit because it just looks better on paper. That's essentially what Himuro does to Tone, right? He just puts him in a position where anybody who was in this position would quit, because for 7 hours, he's just sitting there and he becomes so depressed. He quits and then he does nothing, and he hides the fact that he's jobless from his family. So what does he do when he leaves the house? Tone just sits in a park for like, what, 7 or 8 hours just to go back home. That was so depressing. And then he works at the convenience store, and it sucks because it's like, man, you think Himuro is an asshole for doing that. Himuro is just like an example, a byproduct of work culture in Japan. But the thing is that it works. The business starts booming. So now let's talk about Retsuko and HiLi, because these are two characters I'm sure that we've been waiting to get together. But I'm gonna tell you right now, these two could not have infuriated me more this season than the previous seasons, because it just seems like they are not doing anything to make their friendship grow. And they've known each other for years. They kind of like each other, especially HiLi. Out of the both of them, I would have expected HiLi to make some moves, if not for relationship, then for the friendship. But nothing is budging. And so for the entirety of the season, they're kind of at a standstill. So HiLi kind of goes through something pretty miraculous where the new boss notices him and promotes him to basically be the assistant manager of the company. So now Retsuko and everybody have to look at HiLi as a boss. The end. Honestly kind of came out of nowhere for me. HiLi and the new boss, they start butting heads. Then Retsuko comes in, then kind of does this Kamehameha out of her mouth and blows them out the window. And then it somehow changes the mindset of the boss. Then he steps down and then everything goes back to normal. And Retsuko and HiLi still, I don't even know if they're still friends by this point. But then it leaves off with them looking at the screen of Tadano being successful. Yeah, I'm confused too of what the hell I just said. Like, things just kind of went back to normal and everyone just sort of moves on with their lives, and that's it. As a series, I don't know, it just seems like there could have been something better rather than Retsuko and HiLi meeting up and looking at Tadano on the screen in Shibuya. Like, there was something missing. So Tadano does come back in season 4, but very briefly. I feel like he only was brought back for the sake of people like me who just wanted to see him. But yeah, there's really not much that I can say as far as his appearance goes, because it was quite short-lived. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about manga, but before I get into that section, I just need to say that the manga I'm about to talk about is going to get an anime adaptation this year, and it looks so good, and it's called Blue Lock. Okay, Blue Lock. I'm getting goosebumps right now just talking about it. I love this series so much. So, Blue Lock is a soccer anime, and I can appreciate a good sports anime. My favorite sports anime, I still think, is Yowamushi Pedal. And I think what makes a really good sports anime for me is if they can make the sport look interesting, even if I don't care about the sport. So Blue Lock is a soccer anime about how Japan realizes that they never win the World Cup. So the committee gets together and is like, how can we really push Japan up to win the World Cup, to really bring the pride back into the country? So the committee decides to hire this guy who is basically a genius at reading the analytics of athletes, especially soccer. So this person creates a stadium called Blue Lock and recruits 300 soccer players to become what's called a striker to carry Japan up to win the World Cup. Now think of Squid Game, all right? Because that will make this a lot easier to explain. So the guy gets 300 of these people, puts them in a stadium, and makes the soccer players go through rigorous kinds of trials and obstacles. And at the end, only one of them will be chosen to be the striker to carry Japan up to the top of the World Cup. And it's so intense, and I'm obsessed with this series, and it is so awesome. I usually buy a lot of my manga off of Amazon to my Kindle, and that's exactly where I got Blue Lock, so you're welcome if you would like to go read it. So now, just to pivot this conversation, I'm just going to talk about some treats, goodies, and miscellaneous things that I've been introduced to within this given month. Cue the treat transition. So recently it was my birthday, and now I am 29 years old. This is the last year of my 20s, and I don't know how I'm going to spend it, but we'll see how it goes. I'm honestly really excited to turn 30. I've just heard that like you've just taken everything that you did in your 20s and just make your 30s even better because you've now learned from this. The point blank, it was my birthday, and somebody gifted me this Totoro pot planter. It's so cute. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. It's next to my computer, and I can't be bothered to put a real plant in it, so I'm just gonna put this like fake blueberry plant in it. But it's really cute, very aesthetic, and thank you to my friend who gifted that to me. And the other thing I wanted to share was that I went to the Kingdom Hearts Hotel at Disney, and I was able to get this exclusive bag that you could only buy if you reserved a room at the Kingdom Hearts Hotel, and it's awesome. It has this really cool pink monogram of the Kingdom Hearts patterns, and then it also will be just really great with my other Kingdom Hearts bags that I have on my shelf. So this one is my personal favorite with the keyblade on it, and then I also have this backpack. Both of these are from Loungefly. I'm sure many of you have heard of that brand before. So I'm very glad to be adding the new child to the family of my Kingdom Hearts collection. But we're just going to end it there for today, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know of your guys' opinions of anything that I've shared. By the way, I've been sitting like this whole time. That's not comfortable. I don't know why I do that to myself. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!